Tillsonburg, Tillsonburg. My back still aches when I hear that word.
Hey, all you rad dads out there.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys taking the time to come on the Rad Dad Show. We're gonna talk about a few things today, but for sure gonna talk about Buddies Fest. You guys are all gonna be there. Of course, we got Miles Stevenson, Bill Stevenson, Jon Snodgrass. Maybe I'll just start by having each of you like give a little introduction of yourselves. Let's start with you, Miles.
Okay. I'm Miles Stevenson. I am his son, and I play guitar. And in this thing right now, I play bass. I'm in a band called All My Senses, but in Snodgrass and Buddies, I play bass. Yeah.
Nice. And then we've got the handsome guy to your, well, two handsome guys to your right. Whoever wants to go next.
No, sorry. My name is Bill Stevenson, and I play all kinds of stuff. Seems like I've been playing in bands for 900,000 years, but I guess it's been 46. What's 1978 to now?
47, I think.
47.
Coming up
Yeah.
on 47, yeah.
So, well, it's crazy. So Descendents missed their 20th, 21st, 30th, 31st, 35th, 40th, and 45th like anniversaries or whatever. But I always thought Descendants wouldn't do that because that's such a lame. We've been together a long time. It's like, yeah, okay, so you're old, you're lame. But but it would be cool to do it Naked Gun style, like Descendants 47.3 anniversary tour. That kind of thing.
You should do that. I mean, what would this be for all? You've got some all shows this year.
94 seconds tour.
Tour.
And what would how long would it be for all? Because all was what?
I'd be like late
88?
late 87, like fall 87. So what's that?
I don't know, but I don't like math.
It's yeah, 10 years less, but we should do the all 37.5.
Math.
Okay, 87, 2007, 2017. Whoa, so all is tw- is whoa, is 28 years?
38.
Years? No. Wait, 87. Okay, 97, 2007, 2017. That's 30 plus
28,
plus
27.
8.
Eight.
So 38
38.
years for all. Wow.
Oh, yeah, not 27,
Yeah,
38.
38.
Those are different numbers.
A little bit different. Okay, what about you, John? Who are you?
My name's John, and I just play music with some folks. I'm going to play music in Tillsonburg with just a bunch of buddies. But my friend Greg Norton, we do a thing where we
Yeah.
celebrate Husker Do songs, and we invite.
What, you guys are playing?
Mhm.
Oh, I didn't even know.
I'm going to send you the list of songs because you need to sing something. Both of you guys do.
Mhm.
Because that's what we do. Like, it's kind of a dream come true. It's super fun to do that. And I didn't want to be the guy that was like, fucking John gets to do that. So we invite a bunch of different cool singers to come and sing. And it works. It's super fun. Yeah. So I do that. And then, yeah, I'm going to play some songs with these guys. I'm lucky to do that. And then, and I'm going to, me and Chad Price, we're going to
Yeah,
do,
Drag the River.
yeah, we're going to do some Dragon River songs, but we're playing first. We're going to be the first band that plays, and we're going to play inside. And you maybe sent me a message about that. There might only be like 10 more people that for sure get to see that. So
Yeah, this is a separate ticket. So for people who are watching or listening,
it's just you need to choose,
yeah.
because we didn't want to play outside because, you know, we never played to 500 people before. So why would we do it now?
Yeah. No, it's awesome. I can't wait. I mean, that's what's okay. So we're talking about Buddies Fest in Tillsonburg, Ontario. John, is this like a bit of your kind of brainchild? How did this festival come about?
Last year I got to play there, and it's like a little 100 cap room. and it was at capacity, and I was really stoked. And I'm like, oh shit, I could come back here again and maybe invite some friends and play, for a whole weekend. And they're like, it was capacity, and there was only 20 people from actually Tillsonburg. Everyone came from other places. I'm like, oh shit. And then they're like, we could put a stage outside too. I'm like, underneath these beautiful trees and next to the river and next to the old mill. Like it's beautiful. So yeah, I just asked some of my favorite bands and they said yes. But I'll tell you what, that night was so fun. And the reason why I wanted to do it, uh, you know how I book shows around baseball games?
Mm-hmm.
So that was opening weekend. I was supposed to go see the Jays. And I made a comment downstairs and I go like, hey, what are you guys doing tomorrow? And they're like, we're all going to the Jays game. I'm like, cool. I'm not. And they're like, what? Didn't you book your whole tour around this? I know. I go, yes. But I like it here and I'll see you here next year and I'll bring some friends. And we're doing it. It just got bigger than I thought it would be. It was just going to be like, is that us? Oh,
So, I mean, well, that is what's cool about it. I mean, this feels a little bit like, I don't know, Bill, if this has crossed your mind, but from the outside, this feels a little bit like a stockage 20 some years after the original stockage happened. Like this is kind of like a bringing together of a kind of a bunch of people that are kind of orbiting the same planet, right? I don't know, was that sort of the intent or did it just kind of happen that way?
I mean, from my angle, it was John has been telling me about this cool place in Tillsonburg, and it's a great setup, and they got places for you to stay. The guy's a chef, the guy's got a restaurant, and it's a cool vibe, and it's fun, and it's kind of out in the boonies a little bit, and so he just asked if all would play, and so I asked the guys if they wanted to do it, and then yeah, we did, and then if me and Miles could play with John, at the same time, and so we're doing that too. But I don't think it took on that kind of stockage vibe till uh, John is a a notorious networker and the bringing together of various people, a little of this and a little of that, and hey, buddy, and all that. So he turned it into what you're picking up on is where it's kind of got people coming out of the woodworks. That's John's doing.
Well, yeah, I just want to have friends. I didn't have friends when I was growing up.
It's all about buddies, right? That's right in the name.
Yeah.
Um, and
It's
and
say that though, because yeah, I think I stole the idea, maybe.
That mic sounds good on your voice.
oh, thank you. I really like this mic. I use it. That's why I bought it. Was for the podcast, but also for recording vocals and stuff like that. It's pretty good actually.
Works. It works. Your voice sounds good on it.
Oh, thanks, man. Means a
Cameron
lot coming from you. John, I was going to say you also coined a new catchphrase for Tillsonburg, Ontario. Uh, that is, it's not the middle of nowhere.
Oh, right. That's our friend.
They should put that on their sign.
Jana, from
Yep.
Minneapolis. She was like, why would you book a thing in the middle of nowhere? And I was like, please don't say that. It's not true. It's in the middle of Detroit, Buffalo, and Toronto. Like it's actually pretty easy to get to, and
Centrally located.
it is. Plus, I want to move there.
And you know what? It's funny because whenever I tell people, "Oh, I'm going to this show in Tillsonburg," they're like, "Where?" But it's just because it's sort of a smaller place. It's close to London. It's kind of it's cool. What was that, Bill?
Where are you located?
I'm in Edmonton, Alberta.
Oh, you're in Edmonton.
Yeah. So it's a journey even from here, right? We're gonna fly to Hamilton, I think, and then drive down from there just because the flights were better from here.
Hamilton's close. London's close.
Yep.
All places. Do you know the Tillsonburg song?
There's a Tillsonburg song.
There's an actual real song.
Yeah, it
called
goes like
Tillsonburg.
it goes, Tillsonburg, Tillsonburg. My back still aches when I hear that word. It might be better than that. I'm remembering.
I hope so.
No, I was
That
trying to get AJ from Chicks Dig It to like sing that with me, and I just called him and I was like, Tillsonburg. Anyways, because I thought he'd think that was funny. Anyhow,
that sounds like a perfect KJ song.
Tom Connors though, he wrote the hockey song, the
Yeah.
good old hockey game. Yeah,
So
Oh, oh, that's funny. I recorded someone doing that song,
it's a popular song.
that hockey song.
Mm-hmm.
it's a
Oh,
very
fun.
popular song.
I recorded Russ singing that song. That's right. I recorded Russ singing that what he just sang, the good old hockey game. Yeah.
You know Russ Rankin?
Yeah, I don't know why I don't remember hearing that. I probably did
Maybe,
at some point.
maybe it was just for himself.
He
Yeah.
likes hockey.
Yeah, he's a Devils fan. Are you guys hockey fans? Like the Avs made the playoffs.
There's that great lyric in what's it called? Dear Coach's Corner. I'm gonna find the
Yeah.
lyric. Go, talk amongst yourselves.
I'm not into basically any sports. John piqued my interest in baseball because I mean everything he does is baseball related or orbiting. And so when we did a couple shows with him, he was like he was totally just like going into whoever's tour bus was nearby and putting baseball on their TV and just watching it. And I would go in there and watch it with him and we'd eat like corn nuts or something. And I was like, you know what? I feel like a baseball game would be pretty fun to go to now. So he made me interested in it, but I never got into hockey or anything.
Well, we keep talking about doing a game up here, John. We need to do that sometime, a Rad Dad's game.
I'm in.
Here,
The
here it is.
oh yeah.
It's Alberta born and prairie raised. Seems like there ain't a sheet of ice north of Fargo I ain't played.
From Penhold to Gatineau.
You got to know every fond memory of childhood that I know is somehow connected to the culture of this game. I can't just let it go.
It's so good. I mean, he's so good. And that is such a
Yeah.
that
He wrote like kind of an open letter to or you could probably explain it better what Coach's Corner is and why he wrote that song.
yeah, well, okay, so I don't want to be seen as some sort of expert on this, but being from Edmonton, Alberta, I mean, hockey is you can't avoid it. But yeah, Coach's Corner was like a segment on Hockey Night in Canada, and so Ron McLean was the one guy, and he's like, really noble and respectable, and everybody really likes him. And then he was there with Don Cherry, who is like an ex-hockey player, hockey coach, who's like he would just like say things to rile people up, and people liked him because of that. But there were some comments that he made that were, kind of racist in nature, and it became a big controversial thing. And so what Chris is kind of singing about in that song is that this game, he loves this game so much, but it's so polluted by kind of the corporate aspect of it. And he talks about like the military co-opting of it, and
Too, and all of that. Yeah.
Mm.
Chris is amazing. His lyrics are crazy. His last album was incredible too. Oh,
You know what?
Yeah.
Jim Bryson's playing too. Did you know that?
Jim Bryson's playing.
One of my favorite records is the Jim Bryson and the Weaker Thans record.
Yep.
He's playing that record in its entirety.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And
So-
I don't know. Yeah.
Are there
So-
other surprises lined
I don't
up for the festival?
I don't know.
Hmm.
You like to know.
There's a lot of fun stuff. And it only holds 500 people. So I don't know. It's kind of like this bar that we have at home, and it's like an underplay. You got to kind of book it in the middle of nowhere. And yeah.
They even have it. That's right. Okay, the music industry's the worst. They call like people at the show, they'll call them heads, like head count or bodies.
Yeah.
They'll call the city that you're going to play in, they call that a market. And then they call the other bands that you play with, they call them the support act or the opening act. They call them an act.
Yeah.
An act. People up there playing music together, an act. and they call the city that you're in a market, and then they call if you play a small club for fun, they call it an underplay. Like they have to have a term for everything.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just do stuff. They've got a term for it, and they're ready to market it.
And none of the terms are about the people. It's about the money.
Well, I'm just
Totally.
making fun of the music business.
Oh, right.
Like if you show up and you arrive in like Detroit and there's people there loaded hanging out, and do you think they like that you called their town a market?
No,
You think they like that?
no.
Or that you called their local band an opening act, warm up act?
Yeah, warm up.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Warm up is
It's just
You wanna
if
start
there's
saying-
three bands playing, they're just all equal. Isn't that the deal?
yeah,
Should
buddies.
be. Buddies,
Right.
exactly. So there's lots of bands, including this group, the three of you who are playing Snodgrass and Stevensons, that don't play together very often. So all Drag the River. Is preparing for a show like this difficult? Like, what does that process look like for you guys?
I'm almost 62. I got to learn the song. I got to try to remember the songs. I got right now because we got Descendents shows, all shows, and then Snodgrass shows all in the works right now. So that's a repertoire of 60 plus 40 plus 15, 115 songs to keep straight in my head. I mean, it used to be easier, but now it's I feel like I'm pretty alert still. In some ways, I'm sharper than I was for a while, when I had the brain tumor and all that. But it is getting hard to keep all those arrangements straight without messing them up. But then too, I play so busy, I change beats every 2 bars. If I mess it up, probably just think, oh no, that's just Bill doing his Bill thing, even though I don't even know the song.
I like it loosey, so I ain't worried about nothing.
It's like if I don't know where I am, I just refrain to that surf beat for a couple bars, and then I go, oh, okay, there I am. Yeah.
So, and John, when's the last time you and Chad played together, played these Drag the River songs together?
We did a thing, actually. It was a secret show. It was an underplay. No, it was a secret
In which
show.
market?
It was in the Bay Area.
Who were the opening acts?
This band Dog Party played with us. They
Oh,
were
yeah.
the warm band.
Nagel calls bands acts sometimes. I'm like, don't do that, or don't do it if you're with me.
But there was a guy, and he, sadly he was ill, and he asked me. He just sent me a message and said, "What would it take to get Drag the River to play a show?" And I go, just trying to lighten the mood. And I'm like, "Can you hang on till July? Because I'll be there." And he says, "I think I can." So we got Chad out there, and we just played a gig, and
That's cool.
it was very emotional and sweet. And yeah, playing with Chad, like, I'm not really worried about that at all. I got to get the song, we'll figure out the songs, but we just kind of start playing, and it just works. We just know how to play it, because those songs the idea of Drag the River was always like, anyone could be in Drag the River, and you just start playing. And if you don't know the song by the second verse,
Yeah.
the songs are that easy, not all of them, but some of them are, so yeah.
Well,
I think it's maybe 3 years or something. And I said that we would play in 2025, which is the same time that I said that we would put the music up in streaming zones. So
yep.
done. I actually was doing it right now. That's probably why my computer was seizing. I asked someone to.
Oh yeah, I
see-
saw you put a message. You were looking for some WAV files to upload. So if you need more, let me know, because I'm sure I've got
Oh, I got
everything.
it.
So
No, I got it.
Okay.
I just now got it. It's funny.
good.
It should be 5 in 3 or 4 days. Yeah.
And so Miles, for you, like, I mean, you've played in this sort of iteration of the band before, but I'm kind of thinking back to when I had your dad on the Rad Dad show. This was back in 2019, so this was 6 years ago almost. But
Well, you don't look like you got any older.
oh, I definitely did. I got a little bit bigger, that's for sure. But
Yeah, but you are handsome.
it's just the fancy lights and the camera,
Yeah, that's funny.
smoke and mirrors.
I said you're not getting older, and you said you're getting bigger. And then it made me think of Chai, he's not getting older, he's getting bitter.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know that SNFU song?
Mm-hmm.
He's not getting older, he's getting bitter. Yeah.
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 Well, and so speaking of getting older, so when I was talking to your dad, Miles, on the podcast, I remember, Bill, you just bought Miles, I think his maybe first guitar, a Stratocaster. You were talking about that. And then so since that time, in this like intervening period, now you're playing
Yeah.
playing in a band together for this festival. You're working at the
Yeah.
blasting room. You've got your own band, All My Senses.
Totally.
There's a
Yeah.
lot going on. So I don't know, to me, that's pretty cool. Like to see you, for lack of a better way of putting it, following in your dad's footsteps a little bit. But is that something that you think about a little bit? Like, I mean, you're obviously working together and
In
music
the
is your life,
past
but
12 years, like when you're talking about that Stratocaster, that's the exact moment that like set the last 5 years of my life in course, and along with COVID, because so my first guitar he got me was a Les Paul, but and I had it for like maybe a year, but I wasn't really playing very seriously at all. I don't know why, because I was into other stuff, I guess, at the time. And then when he got me the Stratocaster, this is, thanks again for the two guitars. When he got me the Stratocaster, that was like the best thing ever. I immediately knew that I preferred a Strat over a Les Paul
yeah,
and like the kind of player I was gonna be forever. Because my all-time favorite band is like a die-hard Strat thing, Audio Karate. They
yeah,
Strats and Tellys, you know. But
Art plays a telly, right? And Jason
he
plays
did
a-
last time I saw him, yeah.
Yeah.
He played Telly. But so then when COVID happened, I stopped working because, you know, we don't want anything exposing like our household or him, you know, compromised.
yeah,
And so he just started, we both had a ton of free time and he started teaching me a little more seriously on how to play guitar because I was like asking him every day to go over stuff. And so he started by teaching me Descendents songs, and we were doing like the super easy ones, like Silly Girl and Good Good Things. And then like a week or two would go by and we'd add some more songs. And eventually we got up to like 26 songs and they were getting pretty gnarly. And it had only been like, I only been like seriously playing guitar for like 4 or 5 months. And I wasn't like a prodigy or anything, but I was working hard as hell and he was helping me a ton. So I was getting really good really fast. I'm still not that good, but I excelled quickly and now I'm at a plateau. Um,
But we recorded something like right when
oh
he
yeah.
got the Les Paul. He just knew how to do like a power chord,
yep,
and we recorded I Just Want to Have Something to Do by the Ramones.
yep.
No.
He played guitar on it and sung on it, and I played drums and bass on it. I mean, we did that when he barely knew how to play at all. It was cool. But it sounds really good though.
Yeah, it does.
We repurposed it last Christmas and we did a family vocal where everybody sang parts of it, but it's still just Miles playing when he only knew 3 chords. It's great.
And we had
Those
a
guitars
couple.
sound better than like people
I know.
guitars.
Well, that Les Paul's amazing. But
It
yeah, I
sounds
didn't
like
really
Wooten.
know
It's
what I
awesome.
was doing, and he was like exposing me to like recording and making demos and shit like that. But I didn't even know how to write a fucking song yet. So I was writing songs that had like 8 key changes in it when I just didn't know what I was doing. And it was like, holy shit, what is this? Or like if I look back on them now, I don't know what I was doing. It's because I didn't know. And I'm like, damn, that's sick. I changed key like 4 times in one verse. This is incredible.
But that's the freedom sometimes of like not getting stuck in your head about the way things should be, right?
Right, now that I'm like a little bit more of a well-versed player and I know how I like to play, I can't do that stuff anymore because I'm like, well, that's amateur-ish to me. But like it's like I couldn't do it if I tried now. It's like
Yeah.
I'm not even able to.
It's funny. One of my buddies said we were playing something and I didn't know it that well. And he goes, well, if you play the wrong note, it's jazz.
Yeah.
And I thought, yeah, sadly, there's some truth to that. And
Totally.
Well, Victor Wooten, if you know Victor Wooten, like he's
I
a great
sat
bass
next to
player.
him on the airplane riding back from Australia. Him and Bella were coming back and we were coming back. And I sat next to him, but I didn't know he was him. and he didn't know I was me. And we talked about music for
Yeah.
14 hours. And then when we got up to get off the plane, I introduced myself and he introduced himself. And I went, wait, you're Victor Wooten? And he goes, like, you're Bill Stevenson? It was so funny because we
That's
didn't
cool.
never like introduced ourselves. We just talked about songs that we like and stuff. Super funny.
Well, I've seen a few videos of his where he talks about that exactly. Like and he does a really cool demo. I can look it up, but he shows you that you can literally play any note over anything and it's not wrong. It's just sort of where you go afterwards and what you do next. So he's so cool.
Yeah.
I love no wrong notes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Matt Coleman lived by that rule.
When you were talking about like preparing or practicing for this sort of stuff,
Yeah.
like obviously he's got a lot on his plate with this show specifically.
Yeah.
With the Snodgrass shows that we've been doing, he wrote all of the bass for the new record, right?
Yeah.
All of the bass.
I played the bass on John's new record and drums. But like Miles is doing it live, and I think what Miles is saying is that because I've always been a pretty bass forward guy. Like my very first song was Mayaj, and I wrote bass, so I've always liked a bass with a lot of melody in it. I think Miles is saying he's tearing his hands up to try to get all these notes out.
I mean, every song on this set list, except for the ones that like we weren't really a part of, those are all pretty straightforward. But I mean, as far as the bass part goes, not the songs, but the ones that we were a part of, I have to have a demo of just the click and just the bass, and the bass has to be way loud. And it's all like, and it's just like, that's a verse. Yeah. And it's like, I'm not a bass player consistently. So when it's time for these shows, I have to play every day for a month in order to get the, because it's like,
plus the hand muscles for the bass.
So different.
Hand muscles have to be strong.
It's so different because like on a guitar, I'm used to doing the tip of my fingers to press the strings because they're smaller. But on a bass, when it's all about the buidus and the boidus, and in order to do that, if I go for a fingertip, I'm just gonna go I'm just gonna miss it.
Yeah.
So I gotta be like this. I got a flat finger. I gotta go boidu, boid, 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 boid. So then that whole side of my finger is just getting
Hamburger Hill. Hamburger Hill.
But this is making you a bass player. Like it.
Oh my
a lot
God.
of people think a guitar player can just pick up the bass and play it, but it's not. It's a different instrument, right? Like.
It's absolutely making me like a competent bass player for sure. Yeah. I mean, you'll see some of the songs that are...
John, is he holding his own?
Yeah. When those songs though were sent back to me, I was like, what are these songs? This music.
Well, John sent me like a click track and a guide guitar and a guide vocal. And he goes, do you want to play drum? Will you play drums on these? And I go, yeah, I'll play drums on them. And I started into it. And I never play drums by myself. I hate it. I like playing with a band. And so I started playing these it was a click, scratch, it was a click, a guide guitar, and a guide vocal. And I started playing drums on it. I'm like, I can't do it. I have to have a guide bass. So I got the bass out and I go, I'll just put a quick guide bass on these, just the root notes. And the next thing you know, I was spending like 7-8 hours doing a guide bass. And I'm like, wait. And I realized I can't do a guide bass. I got to do the full thing so I can do the full thing on the drums the way we do it, the way I like to do it.
Yeah.
Every phrase is explained. Every note is
so
explained.
Like the whole rhythm section.
So I go, John, I can't play the drums on this unless I play the bass too. Like I can't do it. So I just played the bass first, and then I recorded the drums to that. Yeah.
The whole rhythm section on that album is it's like Bill as the rhythm section. So I mean, all corners being cut in every way possible, and every phrase being like stabbed in. It's gnarly.
Well, yeah, that's the magic of it is kind of locking in right between the drums and the bass. So it's funny. I don't know if I've ever heard anybody really talk about doing it themselves, right? It's always about like locking in with that other player, but you're locking in with yourself.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's so cool. And so, okay, so you guys are playing
Scott's,
together,
Scott's record is that too. He
right?
asked me to play drums on it, and I started into it, and I go, I can't. There's no bass. I have to have a full band, or it's just not. If not, I'm not going to waste my time. So I play. So I did the same thing on Scott's record, and only those are even more ridiculous because
Yeah.
his chord progressions are more ridiculous. It's that's really fun.
Well, so
Yeah.
Scott's always been kind of like he leans more towards the jazzy kind of stuff, right? And then I find that that last record is like so jazzy and so interesting to listen to, and maybe that's part of it, right?
So fun to do that.
Yeah,
Crazy, crazy. There were a few things, a few little tiny parts where I had a melody in mind plus a drone note. So a drone note, a melody, and a chord, and I couldn't do it. You know, even if I punched two bars, I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. So I cheated. I played the drone note, and then on another channel I played the melody, and then on another channel I played the top end of the chord, and then I bounced them down to one channel because I mean it is playable. And if I were actively playing bass, you know, 4 hours a day, I could totally play it. I used to be able to, but I can't now. My hands are all seized up and everything. But I cheated in like two or three little spots, or I just had to. I knew it can be played, but I just don't want to take the time to do it right. So I just did these little parts that way. That was kind of funny.
I'll
That's like a
have to listen for it.
I want it's
See
clear
if I can
spot.
guess.
That's the thing. It's like a 2 second long little spot where it's like, oh, you overdid the bass. No, it's just right, you know.
So, well, let's get back to the festival. So you guys are playing together at the festival, but okay, John, maybe help me out here. What are all the iterations playing at Buddy's Fest of the three guys in front of me here?
Oh, well, we're going to do a set on Saturday,
Yeah.
and it'll go into Scott All, and then Chad All is the next day.
Yep.
And first day
Drag the river.
on Friday is me and Chad. And yeah, that's
And that, oh, did you mention?
oh, and me and
Did you
Greg.
mention that
Right.
Yeah, and me and Greg and David from Rat Owl, which I must say, the Rat Owl guys, I call them the Man Cats. They're
Okay.
Oh, that's the Man Cats?
those are the Man Cats.
Oh, great. See,
And
I know
is it
Man
from
Cats.
Mankato.
Yeah,
Oh,
We played Mankato one time and it went off.
yeah. They talk about it.
It went off.
I know this was like a
That's
big.
my favorite thing that all used to pull this off. Descendants, when we were doing little tiny things like that, they were like when Descendants played Norman, Oklahoma, nobody came, like the promoter and her two friends came. But all would play these little tiny weird places, and you know, 5, 6, 700,000 people would show up, like Green Bay. Green Bay, we with like 1,000 people would
They
come.
love
And
you.
it's like so weird. All would do better in little kind of out of the way cities than we would like in New York City. It's a very, very weird thing.
Yeah, it is interesting. I mean, well, just like John, like you said about Tillsonburg, maybe there's more of like a thirst for music. Not just I'm not saying that people are coming just because they don't have access to it, but they maybe value it more or
Yeah.
are more into it.
I'm telling you, that show that I played, like I'm not kidding, like it was one of my top like five like favorite things. A thing that like lots of times I go down the road where I'm like, what do you guys want to hear? Which I shouldn't say because I attempt it and sometimes it sucks. I try not to suck anymore. And I think that night, amongst a couple other nights, everyone asked the right songs. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, that I'm coming down. Like, what's fucking
Here we go.
woo, you know, and I'm not kidding. That place, it is in between those spots. Like it's a place where bands should stop and play because that room downstairs, it sounds like the Casbah in San Diego. Like it is sounds awesome.
I
And then
can't
the
wait.
food's awesome. And you look outside and there's a river and you're like, oh, the mill. This is what fed the whole town.
Yeah,
is
that's cool.
the center of this whole, you know, world. You know, like it's beautiful. You'll see.
Yeah.
You'll see.
And so just in terms of the logistics, so that one, is it only that one Drag the River show that's inside and the rest is like outdoors?
There's several bands that'll play indoors.
Okay.
And like I'm literally driving all of my gear up there because kind of what we're talking about, the little watt amps and stuff.
Yeah.
I know what sounds good in that room, and I'm putting my shit in there, and everyone's going to be able to plug into it. They can bring in whatever they want, but all the stuff I have is like, if you want to sound like AC/DC and you can play like AC/DC, it'll sound like AC/DC.
Oh, that's incredible. I can't wait. Um, well, I want to shift gears slightly, just quickly, before we kind of wrap things up. And I want to say, a public sort of thank you to Melanie Kay for setting this up. Melanie's the best. And Melanie's obviously, she's part of the Punk Rock Museum. And I just want to quickly touch on that because I think, Jon, you've got something coming up at the
I
Punk
do.
Rock Museum after the summer, right? Do you want to tell us about that?
Well, yeah, I'm mainly doing it. It's so nice that they're letting us do it, but we're going to drive out. We haven't announced it yet, but we can talk about it. Me and Greg and David are going to do some shows on the West Coast, and I was like, shit, I'm just going to drive my shit out there, and I where should I fly them? Ooh, I'll fly into Las Vegas. It's always cheap to fly to Las Vegas. I bet we could stay at that place, and maybe we could.
Stay at what place?
At the Punk Rock Museum place.
I didn't see bunks there
You
or
can stay
beds.
there?
I think so.
Well, you'll find out. But
I've been told there's a place for us to stay.
Well, there's housing
Yeah.
attendant to it, but it's not at it. Or
Okay.
unless it,
Well, I haven't been there yet, but I'm looking forward to it. And I got a place to stay.
oh, it's cool.
And I'm going to go pick them up at the airport. And we're going to rock and roll. And then I'm going to take the day off. And then we're going to drive to California and start playing in San Diego and stuff.
Oh, amazing. That'll be awesome. And Bill, you were just at the Punk Rock Museum during Punk Rock Bowling. You guys, you were there with Flag. So speaking of bands who don't play very often or haven't played super
I
recently,
still have that repertoire in my head because
right?
I practiced that for a month before that show. Yeah, I practiced it 30 times before that show. Yeah.
I was sad not to be able to make it because I got to see you there 2014 maybe, and it was incredible. And I was extra sad that Miles and I didn't get to bring, and your mom get to bring back Strikeage for another shot at the championship in the bowling tournament.
Oh, you were in the bowling tournament with Miles and Stacy's
Yeah,
too?
yeah, and my friend Mark. Yep,
Did you guys win?
No.
we didn't make it past the first round.
That's fun.
It's like real bowlers go in that tournament. Like we were pretty good, but not even close.
Just like getting the ball in the shoes from the place, not showing up with their own bag and
Yeah.
satchel. We did pretty good.
Yeah.
But there were people there that were way, way, way into
Where
bowling.
they do that snazzy thing with their foot where it flips behind them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, where it's like all that stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was good.
But I know why they do it. It's a counterbalance,
Oh, yeah.
But I can't do it.
I'm trying to learn how to do it.
break
but
my ankle.
yeah, it's gnarly. Plus they don't sprint up to the lane and they slide into position.
The old sprints.
The old sprint slide.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't know
And Bill, you guys also did speaking of punk rock bowling in the museum, you also did a panel with Fat Mike. So that looked like a lot of fun. I got to sort of watch it on social media, but looked like you guys were having fun kind of reminiscing about the history of Black Flag and talking about your favorite Black Flag albums and songs and stuff.
Well, it's funny because that's what you had there is, me and Dezo and Chuck and Keith and Stefan. I mean, those are my oldest friends in the world. Like those are each of ours oldest friends in the world. And so and they sat us that way where we were all kind of facing each other. And it's like, oh, remember that time Robo shit in the van and talk back. It just, we didn't think we were going to be talking about that, but it's just, that's kind of, even like for that thing, we all got together and we practiced for 3 days, as the five of us. And yeah, that's like when we get together, there's so many stories. And I've known Keith since I was 8 years old, and Chuck was like my hero growing up. Dezo too. Those are, so we just, all these stories we have from like literally from our whole lifetime. So it all kind of came flooding out, and probably it was misdirected, but I don't know. I was into it.
It looked like a lot of fun. Does like when, and maybe this is a question for um, both you, Bill and John, but like when you bring kind of those bands back together after a bit of a hiatus, and does it like reignite a new passion for the music? Does it get you excited about what's next, or what does that feel like?
I just enjoy it. I enjoy the it probably sound a little corny, but I enjoy all the bonds I've made over the years, the camaraderie, the little sweaty times in the garage, the little carpeted rooms where
Mhm.
we pulled used carpet out of trash cans that had crabs in it and stuff and fleas, and nailed that stuff to the wall of our garage or whatever, and just all those times together, those bonds and those friendships, descendants. I mean, just those are the only friends I had, when I was a little kid. Didn't have any other friends. So it just, for us all, when we get together, it's fun for me. That's my family.
I agree. It's time warp. Like little Chad, like he taught me how
Yeah.
to play guitar. Which
Wait,
this is a funny
you
story.
know Little Chad?
So is that
Little,
Chad Rex?
yeah, of course, it's little
Yeah,
Chad.
everyone knows Little Chad.
He taught.
Oh,
So check it out. He
I thought
taught
I
me.
was the only one that knows Little Chad.
I mean,
This
I
is
just know of Little Chad. I'll just be clear here. We're not like
well.
buds
This
or
is
anything.
check it out because it has to do with me doing those things with Greg, right? Because that was just a little happened to be our friend Nato was doing these cover songs and we were at the same place and he was like, "Oh, I'm going to play this Husker Du song and John's going to sing," and I did, and it was fun and it kind of sounded like the record. It was like, whoa, and the first song I ever learned and the only song I learned because I don't know other people's songs, but it was "Flip Your Wig," right? And little Chad goes, "If you do this," and this is seventh grade, I guess, eighth grade, and he goes, "If you can do this, then you can write all your own songs, because it's just kind of in that key." I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool." So I learned that, had a hard time with the B, figured that out. But then when I started playing with Greg, I wanted to try and do the best I could and play like some of those solo things that Bob Mould does, but I like his shit, but I never gave a shit about guitar solos and stuff. I don't care. I love his stuff. I like Greg Ginn kind of like that. So, the Chuck Berry kind of band thing,
Yep.
the Flip Your Wig, the first song I played, but I never knew that part. I finally learned how to play it because of that song. And it's just funny. It's like that many years later, it's that same song,
Yeah.
and I think it's a good story. It's the first song I learned and the first guitar solo I ever learned 40 years later or whatever, whatever it was. Right? Is it not?
That's so cool. And that I don't know, it's what it feels like with this Buddies Fest, right? It's like bringing together buddies and memories and all that stuff, right? I'm so excited. Um
We're still kids
yeah.
doing the same shit we did when
Yeah.
we were.
Yeah, and even that stuff, like whenever we get together with Chad and Scott or just whoever, like Scott will just come out here and just stay at my house for a week, and we'll just hang out and like watch boxing or something. I feel like I'm better friends with Scott now than I was when we were like actively touring and stuff. We're really close now.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be so cool to see everybody all together. July 11th to 13th, Tillsonburg, Ontario. Um, Stoked to see you guys there. Oh, John's got something to add.
In Montreal, like if we're talking to Canadian buds, we'll be in Montreal on the 4th of July.
We're also going to be seeing, well, I don't know. I mean, do you want to go to see Chad on Surfside?
Oh, yeah.
On Sunday at Surfside? I'm going. You're going.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Yeah.
We're going to go see Chad and Chad Price Peace Coalition.
Yeah, Peace Coalition. Yeah. That
They
new
ripped-
record is incredible as well. There's just so
I know,
much. So great.
Our studio, and it was, oh man, it was the best. His band, all of them are like freaks. They're so good. They're so good. The guitarist Corey, he's the best. He's amazing. But they're playing a Surfside on Sunday, so we're gonna go see that.
Oh,
too.
sweet. Yeah, that'll be amazing. It's neat to like I'm a big All fan. That's no secret, but to be able to see both Chad and Scott in Tillsonburg will be pretty amazing. I think that was like blew people's mind when that was announced that both of them are gonna sing with all, because that's pretty special.
I saw somebody posting about in like a Facebook group saying like they were like making games. They were like pick what song you want Bloody Blood to sing and pick what song you want Bloody Blood to sing. And then now Bloody Blood's gonna sing it, and I was like, whoa, I don't know what's going on here, but people are way into it, so it's gonna be sweet.
Oh yeah. And there's people coming from all over. Like it's
Yeah, awesome.
it's gonna be pretty cool. Lots of buddies from all over. Like you look at that like Descendents Facebook group, John. I know you're in there, Miles too. Like people are really excited, and that's what I love about it. Whenever I come to, an all, or especially an all show, because that brings people from all over. Descendants kind of get around a little bit more, but you get to kind of bring everybody together. It's again that family thing. Like lots of these people I met on the All Central message board 25 years ago when I was, a kid. And so it's cool to like. There's a few people I'm excited to see that I've never met in person, that I only knew online.
Right.
And Flatliners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had Chris.
Chris plays on Crunching the Number.
Chris does vocals on. Yes, because that's what got me into Flatliners. This is hilarious, and that song, his vocals that you sent me for his backing vocals. He was like, "Hey, my buddy's gonna sing backing vocals on this song," and he sent me the vocals, and I was like, "Who's your buddy? He's incredible.
He's the best singer ever."
I was like, "He's got the most beautiful, clean voice ever. What does he do?" And he's all, "Oh, he sings in the Flatliners," and I'm like, "Oh." So then I go and check out the Flatliners, and I dive deep into their music.
Yeah.
And there's only a couple spots where he's singing as clean as he does on that song. And like I was getting like an itch for it. I was like, please sing clean. Give me something.
Well, you're gonna get to see him sing clean on Friday.
Dude, but I love just his thing. I love the Flatliners now.
I love him
It's
too.
funny though that this got me into that. That's
it.
the song that got me into that.
We wrote that song at the fest, walking from a Hot Water Music Show back to them where they were.
Who's we?
Me and Chris.
Oh, you wrote it together?
Yeah, because I was trying to tell him about the game that I didn't make it to. I go, hey, dude, can we go to the Jays game? And will you play with me? He's like, I don't know if I can play. I'm like, all right, cool. He's like, do you really book shows around baseball games? I'm like, yeah, crunching the numbers.
You must
It was stupid. But like, yeah, these dumb things. I know that I am kind of annoying sometimes, insufferable. But these things I sing out and I sing into my phone and stuff, they end up being something.
That's one of my favorite songs. Is Crunch the Numbers and Rodeo.
I wrote Rodeo in Germany.
Yeah.
Because a German guy goes, it's not my first rodeo. I don't know if that's the accent, but
I like better your previous concert here.
Yes.
It was good. This concert this year, I like it not so much. You were not so good.
Yeah.
And what this new album, why have you not made a good album like the previous album? The album I like not so much.
Why is your new record?
No, it's real. It's real.
I know.
Germany.
I know.
I'm like, dude, shut up. I don't care about you.
Yeah. They're even like, and you're fat now.
You gotta love the honesty, though. You gotta love it.
Whatever you say,
and now you look worse.
Fat?
No, I don't know.
You fat?
I don't know. They sound like gained weight.
New record sounds fatter.
No, that's really, it's weird. Like Germans just don't have. It's funny because you know who nailed it. No Effects have a song called "Being Insulted by Germans."
Mhm.
It's so great.
They're a very pragmatic people. Germans. I have German heritage.
Or
And,
like,
yeah.
and this guy's like, yeah, like I liked your show, okay, but I prefer the Rollins band show was much better. How do you explain this? I go, I don't know. I don't get away from me.
How do you explain this?
Oh my God. That's so funny. Maybe I wonder, maybe we'll have some Germans who will come and
It was like us. It was like all Fugazi means no and Rollins band. We were just out there doing work, and so we'd always end up crossing paths. Yeah, no means no. What's much better than you were. Okay, cool.
It's like, it's not a competition. We're not sports
Yeah.
guys. Just trying to enjoy our lives.
yeah. Well, maybe in their market, that's how it is.
right?
Oh yeah.
And plus, if they haven't seen a lot of acts, they might not have a lot to compare it to.
Right. Depends on the talent that's coming through.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Which acts are coming through? Yeah.
I'm like, well, that's an overstatement, but yeah.
Love
Well,
you, Brett.
yeah, we might have maybe we'll have some Germans who come and do some reviews of the shows in Tillsonburg. It'll be great.
Yeah, did this interview
Did
suck?
we ruin it? We ruined it, didn't we?
You didn't ruin it. This is great. This is what we're doing. This is not
This
we
is kind of how I do interviews now. I don't, and I don't mean in a conscious way, but I kind of come from a paradigm of like we're friends.
yeah.
Some people go for like you're strangers until you become friends, but I just assume we're already friends, and so I just want it to be conversational and not to where it doesn't feel like an interview. It just feels like someone's just hanging out on the couch with us. I kind of like that.
Yeah, I usually like to operate at a more professional standard, but these two haven't done as many interviews as I
You're gonna have to teach them a
The
few
moment
things.
he played at Fort Collins in Denver, and there weren't that many bodies.
Oh, bodies.
Yeah.
Bodies.
No.
Meat, I call it meat. The front of house guys say meat.
Oh,
Because
I
at
say
sound
meat.
check,
Yeah.
it's all echoey.
Oh,
Sound
yeah,
check,
right.
and then
Oh.
got to get the meat in the building.
Yeah,
Yeah,
get
the
some
room
meat
different.
bodies in here. Yeah.
I mean, that makes at least maybe a bit more sense, but I don't know if I'd use the term meat.
Ugh. No.
That's kind of gross.
I keep thinking your windscreen is a kick drum.
Oh,
Has anyone thought that?
Yeah.
it
Mm-mm.
does kind of look like a kick drum, I guess.
From my angle, it does. But
And I don't really know why I have this. Not like I'm singing right now. I don't need to
Well,
break anything, but that's okay.
explosives.
You get a free road.
You still get those floated.
Sorry, I missed it. You guys cut out.
You still get those floated.
What's that?
Pretending like the windscreen and the de-esser took off all the plosives and all the keys. Because I definitely de-essed one of Scott's vocals to tape. I'm not going to say what song it is, but when you listen to it, it does like no, so I messed it up. Screwed it up.
Oh, I'll have to go listen for that too.
Don't say it. Go away. Don't say it.
I would
publicly.
never say it. And I don't know.
There you go.
I'm
Way
just-
to back out of it.
I'm just trying to be
And I don't
conversational.
know.
So any last words from you guys? Anything else you want to plug before we wrap up here? New stuff happening. Bill, I know there's just Descendents album that's always sort of like in the works. We've been hearing about any news on that?
5 songs recorded, but some old dummy hasn't finished his songs yet. His name is Billy. So yeah, we're kind of waiting. But
And
yeah,
so
a lot of stuff recorded already. Yeah.
and let's dispel some hopes of a new all album. Is that there's no talk of that with
Why not? Why not? But I can't even finish one song. Here's the problem. It's not like, oh, I'm a perfectionist. That's like everyone says that if they're not getting stuff done, well, I'm a perfect. It's not that. My expectations have gotten to be there. My expectations are they exceed my ability to make it be that way. So I'll get a song pretty close to being finished, and then I'll go, well, if Cole Porter were standing here right now, he would just laugh at you. And does the world need this, or should they just go listen to one of Cole Porter's songs? And so then or like one of Paul Westerberg's songs, or one of Steve Earle's songs. And so then I just kind of, I second guess myself. It's terrible. We were talking earlier about stuff you could do when you're young compared to then when you know better, it gets difficult. That was so fun about Ninth and Walnut was that, those were our our first songs. I hate it when movies do a prequel because I think they made it up. It's like a lie to make money. But those really are our first songs. They really are. And so they're so simple and direct. And it's kind of like I sent those mixes to Brett, and he called me I sent them to him and he downloaded them and he called me 10 minutes later. He goes, dude, don't you wish you could write songs like that now? He goes, we can't do that now because we're old men. It was super funny. He knew what it was. He smelled it. He goes, God, this is you can't fake this. You know, you guys were 15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Ninth and Walnut is incredible. It's amazing to hear.
We didn't change anything either.
Yeah.
That's for real how we played. I'm like, yeah.
Well, and John, you play some Ninth and Walnut song. You play, I can't remember, Night Edge or something like that in your sets usually, don't you?
Yeah, I was playing.
Or Sailor's Choice, or
Yeah,
Sailor's Choice was like our fifth song or sixth song that we ever learned. Yeah.
I love playing that
I
song.
still remember the first time we played it. It was in Frank's garage. The first time we played it through all the way. Yeah.
But I like do it because I would invite people, kind of like doing the other thing, to have fun. I mean, that's the idea, and then also just being a part of it, like not having to sing it and having fun with people. Which that idea, yeah, I might have stolen that idea too, because these guys will do a thing at the Surfside sometimes, practicing, and let a bunch of people from Fort Collins come and sing.
He's talking about Groveridge.
yeah, Groveridge, yeah.
And that's kind of how we were addressing the stuff with Greg. And then, yeah, I guess I stole the Stockage idea.
But
Whatever.
You're honoring it.
Why do you have to write a new song when there's already that good version? I hear what he's saying. Good ideas are good. So just go with it.
But and in more current news, and like for like say the under 50 crowd, or under 30, Miles meanwhile has learned all the like what I call the expensive chords, the minor sevenths and the ninths, the minor ninths and the flat sixth and all this crap. He knows all the expensive chords. So his new band, it's so crazy to listen to how we have a venue in town holds about 800 people. Man, they had that whole venue just going crazy, and I felt overwhelmed watching his band just spit out all these gnarly chord progressions and crazy time signatures, and just everybody just cutting it up. It was really, really a great feeling to watch that.
Not only that, at the little venue watching them play, I felt like I was at the Outhouse, which is like a little club in Lawrence, Kansas, where I first started seeing punk shows. And seriously, not to embarrass you on camera, but like your band it's a real band.
It's a wrecking machine. It's so good.
Yeah.
And
We're working.
what's next for you guys, Miles? When's the Canadian tour happening?
The moment we have means of transportation, we want to hit the road and do stuff.
Yeah.
We want to be active.
Once they get an album out, I'll try to convince my guys into letting them be the support act.
Oh, the
Warm-up act?
Warm up talent, and maybe just the secondary or tertiary markets.
Yeah.
We have a leg scheduled now. I'm calling it or Milo came up with the term, the quaternary, because it's like it's been so long since we did an album, so we keep going and playing littler and littler cities because places we haven't hit yet. Yeah. So there's primary markets, secondary markets, tertiary markets, quaternary markets. But Tillsonburg's like a quintenary markets.
Yes.
Sounds like it's a pretty awesome market.
Yes.
Okay, and John, Miles, anything new from you guys before we wrap up? Stoked Ghost, John. You can go get Stoked Ghost if you're in Canada. You can get it from Thousand Island, right?
These guys played on a thing. It's the same idea. It's called Stay Stoked, and it's got the baseball, the MLB guy, and it's the dude from the band called Ghost, and it's a song about going to see the band called Ghost.
Yeah.
Do you know Brian Longfellow?
Yep. I met him last time I was in
All
Fort
Message.
Collins.
You know him from the original All Message board.
Well, yes, but then I met him in person at the brewery for the Blasting Room show.
So check it out. So he's one of those guys that likes to give people shit. It's totally cool. But I was telling him how my kid loves Ghost, and not only am I going to book shows around baseball games, but try to go see the band Ghost, right? So there's this song about, it's kind of like a "Don't Yuck My Yum" kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Bill said my 15th best song. That's fine. I
Don't
got
yuck my yum. Do you? Oh,
anyways.
finished.
He goes, Ghost. Yeah, they're like Scooby Doo heavy metal, and I'm like, oh, I go, oh, okay,
That's my
cool.
kind of thing.
I love Scooby Doo.
Yeah.
Right. But anyways, so there's the Stoke Ghost record, and on the flip side, it has all those jingles, not online, yet. But this one has Stay Stoked, and it's the baseball ghost dude. I'll send you the art, and you can share it if you want.
Totally.
Just got those 7 inches, and then the flip side of that, there's this brewery called Dogfish Head Brewing, and I recycled all of these songs. And for Dogfish Head, he helped me record those things, and it's ridiculous because we all need to recycle. It's probably too late to recycle, but we should. And I recycled some tunes, and I think it's funny what I did. And there's some songs that and when you hear them, you're gonna hopefully do a spit take.
Well, that's awesome.
I got a question. Has anyone seen that? I feel like I was the last guy in the world to see it. That movie called Dinner in America.
I never saw that movie.
That song Watermelon. I just saw this movie like 2 weeks ago, and I couldn't stop listening to that. There's one song in it that's kind of the pivotal point of the whole movie. But you have to watch the movie and just let the song come up. Don't look up the song and play it. Watch the movie. It's a really good movie. And then when that song comes in, and then you will never be able to quit watching it again. Well, when you said
sit here and watch the movie.
When you said "don't yuck my yum," because that's one of the lyrics. Where she goes music boyfriend, you're my yum yum, because she's autistic, and the lyrics are so great. I love movies. She's autistic, so she just calls him music boyfriend because he's in a band, and she has a crush on him because he's in a band. I love it. In the song, she just calls him music boyfriend, matter of factly. Yeah, it's great.
Matter of fact.
Can we embed the link to this movie?
No.
Yeah, check down below for the link to
I'm trying to plug
Watermelon.
I think like a whole world's seen it except for me, but once you hear this song, you just can't stop.
It's like Pink Pony Club. It's in my head all the time. You know that song?
Chaperone's like just this awesome song that she wrote. It's amazing.
Pink Pony Club?
Pink Pony Club. Yeah, it's
Trust me.
I love that song. It's the best.
The song that I
listen to it
was
weekly.
Guided by Voices song, whenever that.
I know.
It was on in the gym the other day.
Thank you guys. I'm so excited to see you in Tillsonburg. It's going to be super fun. This festival is just like mind blowing, especially for an all drag the river. We didn't even talk about Dillinger Four. Dillinger Four is going to be there. This is insane. Like, how did this happen? But we're going to be there together.
I got to be honest. Like, I had a ton of help. It was just a weird little idea. It's not my thing, but yeah, I did invite some friends, and there's some of them. Those are them. And the Flatliners and all. And this guy, I held him as a baby, and now he's a buddy.
Yeah, from baby to buddy.
Yeah,
that'll be our new tagline.
I'm working out shit,
from baby man to buddy man.
But for real, it's like not to be all like it is kind of getting to where you should get your tickets, and I think they're reasonable. I think they're like $50 American, like US money, right? And it's nice to get up to Canada, which is just stay. I'm going to move up there and cut alpaca hair.
And we got to bring the Canadians and the Americans together, and everybody else, to remind ourselves that because I think there's some stuff in the news that that doesn't concern us, right?
So
it's not about us.
No, fuck that. No, I'm coming.
Okay.
Not even kidding. Like,
well, aren't you moving to High River? I thought that's what you said last time I talked to you.
Just to say that the mayor of High River is named Snodgrass, and the ice rink is called Snodgrass, right? And there's like Snodgrass. Everything is Snodgrass there. And me and KJ played there, and we called the mayor. And I sent a message. I haven't been back, but yes, I do love High River. Fuck. I like all the provinces, but to be honest, I kind of
Is the
think
plural of provinces, or is it?
I think provinces, provinces.
It's not provi.
Province.
Here's your not one
Provi.
coffee cups, John,
Thanks, bud.
that you left back
I
here.
appreciate that.
Couldn't leave one, had to leave two. Yoga ball.
Yoga ball. Everybody loves a yoga ball.
Oh,